Yeah.
Shanti, suffering in life seems to be a blessing, but where does the guidance for everything come from, and how does that help you?
Yes. Suffering is blessing in disguise. It's one thing. Because if life is smooth, we repeat the same thing. We run after pleasure, but we don't see the pain behind it. When the pain comes and is unbearable, then we question. We question, what is the purpose of life? Is there God? Is there justice? Who am I? All the questions come only when there is hardships. So hardships are blessing in disguise, and all the luxuries are curses in disguise. The people who really woke up in the history, in Christian history, Hindu history, or other history, many of them have had hardships. Because of that, they woke up. They question. Very few people woke up when they had luxury. Buddha was exception. He was exception. He was a prince. Everything was available. He questioned, how about old age? Would I be free because I'm prince? Would I be free from diseases? Would I be free from death? He thought ahead of time. So only few people think ahead of time. Most of the people, I put in the books and in Bhagavad Gita, there are several kind of people who worship God. Arthra, Artharthi, Jignasu, and Gnani. Arthra means those who are suffering physiologically, mentally, they worship God. Artharthi, those who are looking for wealth. Wealth means pleasure, success, anything related to earth. Earth means wealth. Jignasu means curious, scholars. They're curious. What is this? What is God? What is liberation? And fourth one is Gnani, the man of wisdom. Man of wisdom thinks ahead of time. They don't wait until the problems come. So only few like Buddha, Mahavir, they thought ahead of time to find the solution to the problem before death came. Most people wait. And one thing I ask people, say, if God gave you 50 more years to live, what would you do? Most likely, you would waste it in the same way. When I see some people who are in 80s and 90s in the hospital bed and they are ready to die or sometime in coma, their friends, relatives, or they themselves want to live a little bit longer. If they are going to be bedridden and suffering, they still want to live longer. What would they accomplish? See, the purpose of life is to think, question, who am I? Okay. And this is good to observe and wake up ahead of time. There is a saying that a horse gets whipped, every whip he walks one step. Other horse a little smarter, one whip and keeps on walking. Third one is very smart one, he sees the shadow of the whip and starts running. Mm-hmm. So we have to see the shadow of the whip before nature whips us. Okay, this talk itself is inspiration. Mm-hmm. Hearing that something coming from somebody directly with heart that influences. You read scholarly thing, it doesn't touch your heart.